Yeah. Okay, so can you tell us who you are and who you play in
My name is Phillip Breen, and I'm the director of A Day in the Death of Joe Egg.
I'm Sarah, and I play Sheila in the play.
My name is Miles Jupp, and I'm playing Bry in A Day in the Death of Joe Egg.
My name's Miriam Margolyes, and I'm 70 years old, so I think I'm ideal casting to play Grace in A Day in the Death of Joe Egg.
It's about a young couple who have a disabled daughter and the impact it has on their marriage. I'd sat, in all honesty, in the auditorium doing my 3 other shows here, thinking, crikey, wouldn't A Day in the Death of Joe Egg be really good in here?
I'd heard of the play, as I think most people have, but also like most people, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know what that is. But I hadn't actually read it or seen it.
I had seen the play many years ago, and also read it before. Sheila is married to Bry, who I also call Mr. Sheila, and she's the mother of Joe, the little girl with cerebral palsy in the play. I'm very fond of Sheila.
We are a husband and wife trying to make each other laugh through the tears.
I had first seen this play when it was done years and years ago, when it came down to London after having been initially at the Sits.
I think I knew, I'd sort of forgotten that Joe Egg had started here at the Sits. It's one I've wanted to do for a very long time.
Rehearsals are very upbeat. It's a richly funny play and a very jolly cast, so we do have a lot of fun.
There's a problem, which is that Philip, the director, and I are both obsessed with cricket. At first, he was using quite a lot of cricketing analogies to try and draw some sort of performance out of me. That alienated the room a little because not everybody likes cricket. You know, it's an attempt to make it accessible.
I went to see his stand-up show, Fibber in the Heat, and it was one of the best things I've ever seen. I just thought the level of love towards him was incredible.
The mood in the rehearsal room is fantastic, although the mood is sometimes threatened by one of the 2 live budgerigars that feature in our production. I doubt either of them have even looked at the script. I mean, they make interjections at moments that are completely inappropriate and not really sensitive to the tone of the piece.
Well, a lot of the characters are incredibly funny, you know, in spite of themselves, unwittingly so. We have a real capacity to corpse each other, some of which is actually encouraged by the writers, so it's not entirely unprofessional.
There's an awful lot of sort of awkward dancing, so I laugh an awful lot at that.
I can't describe the comedy in Joe Egg. The play is funny.
Clive Owen, for instance, I've played Walter Raleigh on stage, he's played Walter Raleigh on film. It's sort of inevitable that people like Clive Owen and I end up doing the same sort of things. It doesn't bother me, I suspect it doesn't bother him.
You can't nail it down. I'm sorry, I'm refusing to answer that.
This play features live fish who are not ever harmed, I think.
It's kind of the form of coward with content of Strindberg.
Miriam Margolyes during lunch hour just makes me scream. That lady has got some stories and habits.
It's very hard to just put the comedy into one little box, and it's a testament to the play, really. There's so much comedy in it, and all different types of comedy. So you've got sketches, you've got stand-up comedy, you've got situational comedy, and you've got high farce, all in the mix.
It's the juxtaposition of tragedy and farce. Wit and humour is never far from the surface.
It's a completely unique play. Brave, tough, rude, and shows people as they really are.
There's 2 live budgerigars, but only one will be seen. Like filming with babies, you use twins and you just swap them over.
It stays in its cage, but if it gets too vocal, it's gonna have to cut it from the show, sadly.
We stick insects, there's some cats.
This is not an easy show to do. This is a tough piece of work because it's so good, and comedy is always hard, and this is very funny, and you've got to get it funny, otherwise who's going to bother? Really, the subject is quite a tough subject, and you wouldn't think it would be funny. But that's the skill of the writer.
It's quite a thrill ride going from laughing out loud, real belly laugh, to sort of kind of not wanting to breathe.
This is a play which is totally accessible. Everybody's going to understand what's going on. Everybody's going to sympathise with one person and with the other person.
It's got something for everyone. You know, it's an incredibly funny play. There's real laugh out loud moments.
I mean, I'm telling you, I do this play not for money, because my digs are costing more than my salary. When you do theatre, you do it because it's a passion, because you love it. And this is the kind of play that makes it worthwhile.
We think of ourselves as being very right on and very politically correct, and this play isn't.
People should come and see it because The Day and the Death of Joe Egg is an excellent, excellent play. I hope it will be infectious.